Okay, I was breaking news on Chairman Wontumi CID headquarters at Okoko PMU. Any project at the Atto screen no enchain at the Amamono Police CID grants Chairman Wontumi Ghana 1 million bail with 2 sureties. State to file 3 mining related charges against him at the High Court on Tuesday, October 7th. Abusuya, Chairman Wontumi eba be breaking the news edema mo say wakwa akopie mu CID headquarters and as see ano nenti ayasan so anya ya bailey Chairman Wontumi with Ghana 1 million cedis with 2 sureties. Abusuya no Tuesday 7th October the Chairman Wontumi kwa akopie mu High Court na say ni charges no de abono. Abusuya ntiwene ensema ekoso mom yanko na yankonkoti ensema ekoso our political highway ne so unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afofron so ensa into me enkabi aha Ghana politics avenue so and don't forget to click on the notification bell so na be any updates be able drop biano onsa ebe to me akabi medamase.
Now, Ashanti Region Chair of the main opposition party, NPP, Bernard Nchibwesiako, also known as Chairman Wontumi, today honored an invitation to report to the police CID headquarters Friday from the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayene, who says that Wontumi would be arrested if he failed to show up. The case involves Akunta Mining Limited, a company linked to the Ashanti Region NPP chair, which is under investigation for alleged illegal mining. It is recalled that Director General of the Criminal Investigative Department, DCOP Lydia Yako Donko, announced that investigations into the operations of Akunta Mines owned by Chairman Wontumi were ongoing. The CID boss said one other person had also been arrested in relation to the matter. My colleague Noble Crosby Annan is following up on this development. He's joining us with a bit more on this matter. Talk to us, Noble. What exactly is the chairman there for? Do we know more about the invitation?
So just like you mentioned, it's an interesting morning. It's been an interesting morning here at the CID headquarters here in Accra. First of all, 2 things are happening. And you spoke about the presence of Chairman Wontumi and Akunta Mining in relation to concerns about illegal mining. Chairman Wontumi has come here. He has arrived. He came in his company of his lawyer, Andy Akuffo. He came in high spirit. You know how Chairman Wontumi usually likes to behave. He was in high spirits, wearing a regular, if you like, T-shirt, and then some trousers to match. And then the process began, and he has been taken to the places for interrogation or conversations here at the CID headquarters. So he came in with some more lawyers, close to a handful of lawyers came to accompany Chairman Wontumi. But because Godfred Daffy, I'm talking about the former Attorney General, is also here. I understand there's the presence of some close to 70 lawyers around the CID premises, in and around the CID premises, in solidarity with number 1, Chairman Wontumi, and then number 2 is Godfred Yabwa. If you ask me what is happening so far, exactly this is it.
I see. So where is Chairman Wontumi right now?
So at the moment, what I can tell you is that he's still at the CID headquarters. Now, the exact room, the exact place, the exact conversations that are being held as we speak, that we do not know because that is in camera. The media is not allowed there. But we are understanding that the meeting with Chairman Wontumi is coming to an end pretty soon, and that we'll be able to speak with him and get a word or 2 from him on what the discussions entailed. Already, we know that his lawyer, Andy Akuffo, has spoken with the media, and he's spoken about a few things. One of them was the conversation, the thinking that his camp, I'm talking about Chairman Wontumi, they're being lukewarm to request from the Attorney General. He says that is flatly not true because they have been having correspondence with the Director General of the CID, and his thinking is that per that agreement, conversations with the CID reaches the Attorney General. So number one is not true that they have not been responsive enough. Number two, he's talking about the fact that when the Attorney General, spoke about what will happen to Chairman Wontumi if he does not come to the CID headquarters today, and he thinks that is not fair, he thinks that is undue escalation of the matter. These and many other things is what Andy Akuffo has been referring to concerning his clients, Chairman Wontumi, and the happenings at the CID headquarters.
Very well, let's take a listen to Lawyer Piakubi.
It is incorrect to anybody to suggest that we have been lukewarm to the invitations from the Director General's office. I know that the Director General works for the Attorney General in terms of prosecution. So I consider the discourse between my good self or my office and the Director General's office as equally, by extension, to the Attorney General's office. So I am sure there was some communication gap that resulted in this impasse. But I want to express my disappointment in the warning that the refusal to defer the meeting. The warning was that should Chairman Wontumi fail to appear, he will order the arrest of Chairman Wontumi brought to Accra. Indeed, we don't need to unnecessarily increase the political temperature in the country. We have not at any point in time decided or refused to respond to invitations. And you see, the law is also that anybody, accused person or a suspect, ought to be given adequate time, preparation, and even resources to be able to prepare his defense to any charges prepared against him. And then let us also not forget that accused person is not considered guilty until proven so, and therefore he has to have a right to his civil liberties. Indeed, when we go to the court, the bail, police inquiry bail continues up to the point that the charges are filed in court, and then.
Oh, very well, Crosby. Now let's talk about the former Attorney General's presence also at the CID. What else do we know about his, appearance there? Well, so
Godfrey Diabodame, he arrived here at the time that was expected of him. That's right. Close to, in fact, before 9:30, I understand. Now, when he got here, he was in the company of a few other lawyers, and later a handful of lawyers also joined Godfrey Diabodame here. And surprisingly, well, some supporters of Godfrey Diabodame also arrived here at the CID headquarters. They were wearing some T-shirts with some inscriptions on it. Among the inscriptions was "Don't defame Diabodame." That was what was written in front of the T-shirt. In fact, at a point, these supporters seemed to have some disagreements with the CID officials, because the CID officials were trying to push them or get them out of the premises of the headquarters. That was something they were resisting initially, but of course, eventually, the CID officials, they had the upper hand, and they drove these men and women, a few of them, out. Unfortunately, they had to drive them out with the media. So Godfrey Diabodame, we understand, is here. We've seen him here. We know that he's here. He's also in one of the rooms of the CID headquarters. Interrogations or conversations are ongoing in relation to the petition that has been presented against him, and I'm talking about the petition from Richard Jaffa. What we also know is that meeting may also be coming to an end pretty shortly, and when it does, hopefully some engagement happen. We get to know some things that happened in the meeting, Kamini.
We look forward to that. Thank you so much, Crosby. Noble Crosby Annan is our correspondent at the police headquarters here in Accra.
Let's move away from there, where the National Identification Authority has commenced the issuance and collection of Ghana cards for Ghanaians aged 6 to 14 years who've already registered. According to the NI, the issuance of the card will take place at designated registration points, specifically the schools where the children were originally registered, beginning with 56 districts nationwide, with the remaining districts scheduled to follow in the coming days. My colleague George Queenin is following up on this distribution exercise. Let's find out what the process has been like and whether or not indeed these children are receiving these cards, and we'll connect with him right now and get an understanding as to what the collection process has been like. Let's go on to George Quinn right now, who's my colleague, who's joining us via Zoom quickly for a conversation. George, I can see NIA officials behind you, and I see some children as well seated behind you. What can you tell us the process is like for them to receive their cards?
Thank you so much, Marina. So this is the La Bethel and Salem cluster of schools at La, the Nicotopon constituency. And originally they were supposed to start at 8 a.m., but because they have to do the setup and all that, it took them a while for them to actually do the setup. So as at 12:05, 5 cards have been issued, according to the NIA official. So these are students here who are also coming for their Ghana cards. And they actually registered. This was the official place that they registered. And before I talk to the NIA official, let me just get that excitement from these students, how they feel trying to get a Ghana card. Ghana card has become more like a prestige. You told me earlier on. So how does it feel that you're going to be in possession of a Ghana card? How's the feeling like? No, you were talking loud when I spoke before this. So please give me that bit on TV. You're live on TV. So you're going to get a Ghana card. You're going to own one. How does it feel?
I feel happy that I'll get a Ghana card because I have it's like
a mobile phone. You have what?
Tablet.
Okay, tablet. Okay.
If I get a Ghana card, I can go and register a SIM and search my homework.
So that means you're going to use the tablet for educational purposes.
Yes.
And not for any other stuff.
Please.
And you too. How does it feel? You're going to own a Ghana card. How does it feel like?
I'm excited to finally have a Ghana card. I'm happy that I'm getting my own Ghana card. I don't need to get my own SIM from my father's so that I can have my SIM with my own name on all the Gmail.
A friend of yours that I asked, he said he did the registration when he was in classes, but now he's in Form 1. So when did you do your registration?
That's it.
So and you're also in Form 1?
Yes.
So the wait was like a year. Right? So they have to wait for a year to get their Ghana card, and it's actually happening now. So let's engage the NIA official. But I see you are actually, working very hard. But you told me that 5 cards have so far been issued. You have a lot of them here. How many cards do you want to issue in a day, on a daily basis? In a day. And you've done 5 so far. It's almost 1 o'clock. Is it possible?
That's what I was saying. They come here.
Okay.
So come very
Early. Okay.
The only time was claiming some task in the office.
Okay, sure. Makes sense. But how is the process so far? How is the cooperation from the students so far? Okay. So the NIA official is confident that on a daily basis they'll be able to issue 100 cards to these students, and cooperation from the students are actually on the positive note. So these are some of the cards that is going through them, and the machines are also active. There's no complaint of any hitches in terms of machinery, and so more than 350,000 cards of these minors aged between 6 and 14 will have their cards issued to them from the NIA. And we also went to the Registered General's Department, and according to the officials there, they actually are not having this exercise today. They are actually taking today to do the setup, and it will actually take place at the Sakiteria, the first cluster of schools around the Accra city area. And so that is where they will also be having. But other places, of course, other centers are having these cards issued to them. So 56 centers across the country, Marina.
Then, George, thank you very much for those details. That's my colleague, George Quinn. And let's get over to the other Zoom right now and speak to William Sampoma Dallas. He is the head of corporate affairs for the National Identification Authority. He's joining us on the other Zoom, like I mentioned, to just touch base and round up this conversation properly. Dallas, thank you as well for joining us this afternoon. I mean, let's start off with the 56 initial districts. Is this to suggest it's a pilot phase? What informed the decision to go with 56? If you could kindly unmute for us, Dallas, just before we engage you, you're muted.
Okay. Great. Are we good?
Yes, we're good to go.
Great. So sometime last year, the authority began the registration of kids between the ages of 6 and 14 in about 168 districts. The registration suffered some technical glitches, and so we had to put it on hold. As at the time it was put on hold, the authority had registered about 377,000 plus. Now, when the new management took over, we decided that before we commence or resume the registration, we will have to clear the backlogs. And so, as I speak with you, we have printed all the over 377,000 cards. Today, the 6th day of October, which is a Monday, is the day we've earmarked to, as it were, begin with the issuance of the cards to the kids. And so, as I speak with you, our officers are at the various designated centers issuing the cards to the kids. We've started with just about 56 districts and municipalities because, you know, in our system, after the cards are printed, we're supposed to do what we call claiming. It's basically taking records of the cards in the various districts. As at the close of work Friday, about 56 districts out of the 168 had been able to claim their cards. So we decided to give the 56 districts the go-ahead to issue the cards to the kids. As and when the other districts complete their claiming, we will allow them to also move to the schools to issue the cards.
Right. And just on how long this exercise is supposed to go, you mentioned over 300,000 cards. What's the estimated time with which you're expecting to have these cards distributed to the kids? Because we understand for every day there has to be 100 cards taken, but as at now, from where my colleague has been, just about 5 have been taken or collected.
Great. So we ended the exercise in the first week of December. And so we have quite a number of weeks to complete this exercise. And it's typical of issuers, especially today being the first day. We anticipated it, that the turnout will be a bit low. But I can assure you by close of day, we will get more people going into the centers to pick their cards. We also anticipated that because these kids were registered last year, it's obvious some of them have even changed schools. And so after the issuance, all the unclaimed or on the unissued cards will be sent to our various district offices for parents and kids to go and get them issued.
Quickly on what happens for persons or the children who might have missed the initial registration. Do they get another opportunity?
Great. So next year, we're going to continue with the registration. And this time around, we've learned from the glitches of the past. And so we are going to do instant issuance. Once we register the kid, we issue the card instantly so that we wouldn't have to come back, print records, go back to engage before issuance is done.
Right then, thank you very much. That's William Amponsa Dallas speaking to us this afternoon. He's Head of Corporate Communications at the National Identification Authority, speaking to us.
Let's take you to the Volta region now, where tons of onions are left to rot on farms in the Anloga district as farmers struggle to get buyers amidst a significant dip in market prices. TV3's Faisal Abdul-Idrisi reports that the situation has left a multitude of farmers distraught as their investments slip back into the soils.
A large number of farmers in the Anloga district cultivate onions, a major preoccupation that has served as a sustainable livelihood support for local families for many years. From May to September, farmers in Tegbi and Agbedrafo areas till hundreds of acres of farmland for the cultivation of varieties of onion, particularly Boko red onions. Now it's time for harvest, but the farmers are struggling to get market for their produce, resulting in huge losses.
in the market, so the thing they there. So how the thing doesn't, they're not buying the market. How they will come to the farm and buy it. The thing that I've lost now is, let's say in a kilo is 22,500 in a kilo. Yeah, that is when we bag it, it will go like 150.
Okay, I was now winning and some a course so our political highway. So Chairman Wontumi and SCC I grant ni bill I was yade a honsem at the Abraham. But I must say, some of Japan Kokutisa and some way at the MI. Ghana politics avenue. So and don't forget to click on the notification bell, send any updates via your bedrock piano. One so one sa every to me, Akabi, Madam Master.